I thank the Speaker for the call. I'm really pleased to be able to share with the Parliament today some of the enthusiasm and excitement that is building in the eastern suburbs and northeastern suburbs as a result of the government's decision to invest $84 million in building a new school on the site of the old Nord Morialta High School's middle campus. This is a project which is indeed grounded in evidence and advice from the Education Department and Infrastructure SA, which is welcomed by the communities, not just in the communities that are going to be served by the new school, which are, of course, in the member for Hartley's electorate and my electorate, indeed your electorate to be so in Hyson, but indeed in the broader areas and surrounding schools, many of which are at or over capacity and are scheduled to be, expected to be at or over, significantly over capacity indeed, for a number of years to come, to the point where a number of schools are having to enforce capacity management plans or enforcing their zones, reducing the opportunities for parents whose child may have a particular aptitude to a specialist area one of the schools offers able to go there. And indeed, it's noteworthy that at Nord Morialta High School, on its parade campus, despite the substantial investment and expansion that is going on there to expand that campus and expand the capacity of Nord Morialta's high school overall, that school is projected to be under massive enrolment pressure without the new school taking place and adjustments to the boundaries and the zonings. It's a significant investment, to be sure, but it needs to be made. For many years, I've been drawing to the House's attention the dilapidated facilities at the Rostrevor campus of Nord Morialta High School, and indeed we welcomed in opposition the announcement that the former government made that they would be spending $30 million to improve Nord Morialta High School by consolidating onto the one campus. We did raise questions at the time as to whether that would be enough. What wasn't provided in the answer, not only was that not enough money, indeed we've discovered that the upgrade necessary to consolidate the campus is in the order of $50 million, but of course what also wasn't advised before the election was that the former government's plan was to sell off the land at the Rostrevor campus for housing. Not only, of course, was it a secret that was never revealed to the people of South Australia or the people of these areas before the election, which is bad enough in itself. But of course, the wrong-headedness of the policy solution they'd identified was they might have expected $15 million to be banked towards the new school project, but they were also going to increase pressure on those school systems, Charles Campbell, Nord Morialta and other surrounding schools that were already at significant capacity pressure with that extra housing coming in. Urban infill and the new developments in the east were already putting pressure, and the former government's response would have made it much, much worse. This government has responded by taking advice from the Education Department, noting that schools were headed towards being at 132% of their capacity, noting the business case presented to Infrastructure SA and endorsed for investment by Infrastructure SA, we acted. So $84 million. A zone has been released for public consultation, which closes tomorrow, that sees the northern boundary as Montacute Road, the eastern boundary indeed also being Montacute Road at that other end, then coming back via Nichols Road, Norton Summit Road, Kintyre Road, Coongarra Avenue and Shakespeare Avenue at the south, and Glenburn Road at the west. The opportunity for public consultation is to identify if there are any localised issues that the Department for Education has missed. But it's worth noting that the evidence that has been used by the Department for Education to draft these boundaries is based on what is needed by the public school system that will serve to ensure that all of the schools can manage their capacity. As the local MP, I have intentionally stayed at arm's length from that process and let the Department handle that design, and I'm looking forward to them taking that feedback and identifying if any changes to be made. Also, some changes mooted to the Marrickville High School zone, noting, of course, that currently Marrickville High School takes a significant number of students from the western part of the Nord Morialta school zone. So the boundaries to the west of Ashbrook Avenue, Salop Street, Shipsters Road and Tusmore Road are proposed to be moved to Marrickville, which is effectively putting in place what happens now for many families. 2023, there's proposed to be 200 students, and then it will grow every year by 200 until we're full at 1,200 200 students in the first graduating class in 2028. I'm sure we'll see this school proudly represented by those students. More than 200 suggestions have come in from the community, and an announcement will be coming very soon. I look forward to seeing this project develop to serve the communities of the eastern suburbs. I wish the Labor Party would stop bagging it, get on board and support this public education option for our children and young people.